Welcome to Front of Book Texas. I'm Christy Ramirez. Conversations with the creators and icons driving lifestyle and culture today. From Texas to the world, timeless, untamed. Texas creativity, global influence. Stop what you're doing right now. You have to listen to this conversation I just had with Miron Crosby co-founders and sisters Lizzie means Duplantis and Sarah means Ward. We laughed so much, but we also talked about how Texas has hit a real inflection point over the last few years, especially when it comes to inspiring fashion. And there's no better brand that's ridden that wave like Miron Crosby. They grew up on their family's generations-old cattle ranch in far west Texas, and they used that experience to create what is now one of the most emulated boot brands on the market. Here's my chat with the lovely Lizzie and Sarah, who remain so kind and beautifully authentic to their Texas roots. So Lizzie and Sarah, the sisters, the boot sisters are here. Okay, first things first. How many pairs of boots do each of you own? I'm kind of afraid.
So it is a little scary. We actually wear the same size too, we can justify absolutely anything because we can share them, you know? The problem though is when I'm getting dressed in the morning and I want a specific pair and they're at Lizzie's house, that like gets to be a little bit of an ordeal. But we do share well.
How close do y'all live to each other? Are y'all super
Not
close?
2 miles.
super close. I'm in University Park and she's over in the Devonshire area.
Okay.
I mean, not far, but it's
Right.
not convenient when you are like, oh, do you have that boot? But even so, Christy had just cleaned out a closet that used to be our luggage closet. And it's huge, massive, for like suitcases.
Yeah.
And for my boots, I took a picture for you. I'll show you.
Boot closet.
Okay.
It's well into
I mean,
the hundreds.
it's starting to be, you know how
What
that,
do you think it's like? I mean, I'm going to lowball it, but like,
hundreds.
no, hundreds. Okay, I was going to say 30 or 40.
Do you know that
Oh, yeah,
kid
no,
story?
worse than
Like,
that.
what was it? The Nona, like the spaghetti story that
Oh, with the ran spaghetti?
where she starts cooking spaghetti and the spaghetti starts coming out of her house and won't stop making it. And
This
it's like
is
coming
basically
through the
you and the
windows.
boots.
This is me with boots. Like really is.
So
We also
hundreds.
really love vintage too. So we have like a little vintage club.
You have yours, you have vintage, and this is really, I mean, like, you guys grew up on this cattle ranch outside of Marfa, and the ranch has been around since 1884, right?
Correct. You did your homework.
I
I was
did.
gonna say.
I'm not even looking at my notes. But I mean, wearing cowboy boots, it's a necessity out there, and so you really grew up wearing. They're probably like your sneakers, like somebody as a city kid would wear, right?
Truly, yes.
Yeah. And so, like, what was that like growing up on this ranch?
It was magical. We had a really, really great
Tell
time.
me about it. Like, kind of paint a
idyllic.
picture.
And I think, I just think about like waking up. I mean, first of all, the sounds, like the bird song in the morning or the like roosters crowing. It's it's so rural. So we're an hour from town, an hour. And
So it's 18 miles of dirt road to the highway, and then the highway's 20 into town. True story. So we drove an hour to and from school every day.
but like there's no lights. I mean,
how big was your school? How many kids were in
There were
it? Like,
74 in my grade, I remember. And we went to school. We claim Marfa because it really is, the ranch is right between Marfa and Van Horn. So like our whole lives were kind of split between both little towns. We went to school in Van Horn and then everything else in Marfa, like ballet and Sunday
and all that
all
stuff.
that stuff was in Marfa.
So we drove like 18 miles and would meet a bus like early in the morning and then take the bus into town and do the reverse commute coming back. And
So if we weren't outside, we were in the car. We laughed growing up. But as you mentioned, so we grew up on our working cattle ranch. It's very much what my parents do. And
still do.
still do.
Yeah.
We're still there. And we raise certified Angus beef.
But when I think about it, I think about like waking up to the sound of birds and like walking out, and it's just this vast DeVosa flats that are so beautiful. And I think that's why West Texas is so like loved, and when discovered, people are just enthralled by it because the colors of the vistas and the blue sky against the DeVosa flats, which are gold, and then the mountains in the back, which kind of like read into the lavenders and blues. It's really just so beautiful, and this is what we had all day, every day. And then we have this like space to be creative and be imaginative. And I really credit, I think, where we are now, both in our relationship, but also in our creativity, to our days making play together. So on the ranch, there was other kids that grew up with us, and we were all best friends, but we really just had each other,
very many.
Because y'all are the only siblings.
No,
we have a brother.
Oh, you have a brother.
Yes, Coley,
Okay.
he's in the middle of us. And poor thing. So you're younger than me. Sarah is.
So he's sandwiched by the sisters.
Sandwich.
He's
Yes,
so tired
yes.
all the time. He's so tired of us all the time.
But yeah, I just like we built forts in the creek and read stories and would ride our horses bareback and skinny dip in the tanks and it was just it really is the idyllic idyllic childhood. It really was.
We had this go-kart, like one of the old school gasoline go-karts where you had to pull the rope to start, you know what I'm talking about, the engine.
I do.
And that was like, when we would get home from school, if we finished our homework, we'd ride the go-kart out and like go
We'd take off,
swimming in
like
the
we'd
tanks
grab our
and whatever,
pellet guns
yeah.
and be on a mountaintop somewhere, or we'd like drive down to the creek and build a fort. But so our parents spent lots of time looking for us late night, trying to figure out where we could possibly be.
Because did you have free reign like of the ranch?
Yes.
Like they were basically just
we
like
were gone
go
for hours,
outside.
so they never kind of. One time we locked ourselves in a trailer, a horse trailer, and we were gone all day. But it wasn't unusual. We were in there baking for hours,
Like banging to get out.
banging to get out. It was so hot. We were just in this horse trailer all day.
Hilarious.
So funny.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm sure I'm sure you have so many more stories like that.
So many.
Right?
We won't bore you with them. But
But it's also it's so sweet to me also because unless you're in a situation like that where you're kind of you have each other and then you're also growing up with kids that are like on the ranch as well, you don't really hear about that kind of childhood that much anymore. Especially like when you're in Dallas.
were your South Texas summers kind of like that?
Yes, but
It's
we
a
didn't.
super small town, you said.
We didn't. Yes, it was a super small town, and we definitely. I mean, there was nothing really to do there,
Right.
and I was either related to everybody. Like it was. It was a very tight knit community, but we weren't on a big piece of property, so there were other things. It was like going mudding, or drinking in a field late at night. Things like that.
We never did that. That never happened.
But yeah, kind of the same thing, you know. But I feel like it almost feels like halcyon days, just like this really beautiful kind of idea of what it's like to grow up in the country.
It's funny you say that too, because my dad's very committed to kind of like the traditional ways. He's very serious about not stressing cattle, and so like we ride horses. We don't use ATVs because like things like that. And so even in like spring break, we always worked cattle. We would move and brand and wean. And he would when we were little especially, he loves the romance of this, we would like pack up and ride off and take the chuck wagon.
Like right off from the house with the
And
chuck
then-
wagon,
and
horseback,
and
like
camp
wave
around the
to
ranch.
everybody as we left, and
And we'd work and then we'd camp around the ranch and like cook out and sleep out and get up and move along. And we didn't have to do that. The house was 5 miles away. It's not like we
But
didn't have
I
a
love
pickup.
that your dad
But he's
was,
like really wanted us to understand like the old kind of ways and the tradition of all of that. And he was big on the ceremony.
And I love this. I love that too. I think it's really. And
we
and
played cards by the campfire and
I
stuff.
love that you said romance because it really is like such a romantic way of thinking about how things used to be done and trying to keep that intact.
It's cool.
Yes.
And I think the respect for the history and how hard that was, like that was fun for us, right? Like that we thought it was magical.
Yeah, because your
But,
house
like,
was 5.
we weren't trying to have babies.
eventually, I'd go home and take a shower, right?
Yeah,
You
like
know?
we were
Right.
trying to have babies out there. Like it's, you've got to. I think it gave us, I think, a great appreciation for the forefathers of the West, the forefathers of whatever you want to say,
And ours, and
Yeah.
I think too. I mean, back to Texas, like really speaks to the Texans, like the grit that we have innately, and I think it's funny. I think all around the world, people recognize Texans, and they always want to. I mean, our dad wears a cowboy hat, whether we're
So good.
vacationing in Italy or shopping in London over Christmas, and he's a celebrity by the time we leave. But there's just this.
There's
aura.
there's a mythic quality about it, and that's what I so love about being Texan. And just like knowing that you guys, when you were in New York, like after graduating from college, that you always had your boots on, and all the New Yorkers are like, "Where'd you get this?"
Yeah.
Like there is a fascination,
There is
and
a fascination.
just
There
natural
really is.
interest that comes with it. So getting back to the boots, your cousins. Rios
of Mercedes.
of Mercedes, boot makers.
Correct.
And so there was a little bit of a connection already, and then, but there's still some of there's still people that manufacture. So Rios still helps you manufacture the
Yes.
boots. And so you had like a little bit of a soft entry into knowing what
did.
that's about.
So growing up, we weren't allowed to have custom boots done until your foot quit growing. That was a rule in our house. And so
Right.
we were all very excited for our boots to quit growing. So we kind of wore whatever was Cavender's was selling in Midland, Texas, or in El Paso, Texas, or until our feet quit growing, until we and then we got to go to Rios. And it was very it's kind of like a rite of
Ceremonial,
passage.
yeah.
Again, Dad,
Custom
loves
boots.
that. So
Really fun.
rite of passage. And so we've always had Rios boots made, and that's when Sarah and I were able to kind of start to order customs. We loved playing with the colors and fabrications, and coming up adapting, the silhouette. I mean, we're always very true to the silhouette, but adapting kind of like what had always been done to what we thought was really relevant from a fashion perspective for us, or what was in our wardrobe, or what we thought was trending. And so then we'd wear them, and it really kind of carried on into our time in New York. And I guess at that time, it felt really novel to wear a cowboy boot around New York. It did, and every time we did, we were stopped and asked where they could get a pair, but we couldn't send them anywhere because we designed them and our cousins had built them for us.
Right.
So that was kind of like what planted the seed. And then yes, they were extremely gracious. We wrote an email and asked if we could come see them at the factory, which is you never want to get a note when someone asks if they can come see.
To pitch if they would be willing to do our manufacturing. So when we started, they did all of our manufacturing, the whole line, every single boot, until frankly we just ate up too much of their capacity, and so we supplemented some other factory partners.
Yeah, and so you guys both went to TCU.
Yes.
Then you went to New York first, and then you followed her to New York. But you also you were at Goldman Sachs for a minute.
So Sarah's almost 9 years my junior.
Okay.
So she's
We have the same path, but we're
all those
broken
years apart.
brothers.
Yes. So I moved to New York initially to take a job with Forbes magazine.
Right.
So,
Little journalist.
I was gonna say you know this so well, Christy. About year 2, my parents were like, "This is fun, but when are you ever gonna pay for your rent?"
Yeah. You can't make it in publishing and editorial.
Right.
It's so hard.
Oh gosh! So I got a job with Goldman, left and went to Goldman, and was in our executive office there. So I traveled with our board of directors and worked doing that for years and loved it, and then ended my time in New York at Tiger Global, which is a hedge fund.
Okay.
So it's funny. I was in the finance world. But it's not at all what I'm doing now. In a similar way that Sarah will tell her story, she was, went to law school, and it's not at all what she's doing now. I'm so grateful for the backgrounds we've had.
Yeah,
because
I'm sure that it's
although
so helpful.
it's so opposite from anything.
It's so true. You look back, you're kind of, you're 22 and you know what to do, so you take a job and you figure it out, right? But
Which
you
is
look
kind of
back,
what you have to do,
and it's so true that you recognize how every little decision leads to where you look back and you're like, that's why that happened. Thank you. That's why.
And I needed that, Lego there to move to the next step. So
And so you were there, then you came up, and you were at Loeffler, Randall.
I was, yes. I worked in wholesale sales at Loeffler.
I mean, that was such a hot brand.
It's
I
so
just
great.
remember getting first pairs and just being able to afford them and how exciting it was.
I wore a pair of Loeffler Randall to my high school graduation, which was 4 years before I graduated from college, obviously, and was they were amazing. I still remember the yellow patent, so cool.
Well, this is what's kind of interesting. You grew up on this ranch, on this cattle ranch, but it sounds like you always had some kind of inherent kind of sense of fashion. And where did that kind of come from?
My mom is very fashionable and loves fashion, but really my grandmother, my dad's mom, was super chic, and she was kind of the pattern piece.
West Texas?
Yes, my dad's mom lived on the ranch until she passed away. Yeah, she was widowed quite young, but she lived there and wasn't leaving, and loved it. She was also a ranch girl. She's from New Mexico.
She was fabulous, and also I really love we speak to our boots being quality and handmade, and we really, really are proud of and beholden to the craftsmanship of our boots. But she, I think, really, if I can speak for myself, instilled that in me, and I think
she was kind of the pattern piece for fewer, finer.
Yes.
She had
I love
5
that.
suits, but she wore one. She wore them every week, and she took care of them and had them forever,
And they were
beautiful, and they were
beautiful.
tailored and clean, and she took care of them, and even her handbags, she had 4 handbags, but they were perfect and pristine.
And she would wear her Ferragamo flats. She did not wear cowboy boots, which makes me kind of sad. They probably weren't, refined enough for her at the time, especially. But she'd wear her Ferragamo flats out to the cow pen, and then come back and dust them off, the West Texas dust off, and put them back in her purse.
She was
I love that she was wearing Ferragamo.
Oh my gosh, love Ferragamo, love St. John, all those fun.
She was obsessed with the Neiman's catalog, with the book. And when the book would come at Christmas, it was always a really big deal. So on Fridays, she would pick us up from school because she went to the beauty shop every Friday to get her hair done.
We go, and
so
the
she'd
beauty
pick us up
shop
from
is right
school.
next to the little movie rental place. We get to go get a big pickle and rent a movie.
And then sometimes
You remember this, right?
And she would get a Dairy Queen Blizzard every, I think it was for lunch on Fridays, and sometimes if she didn't have time to go before, she would let us go with her. So we would get Blizzards and then drive back to her house, and we spent a ton of time with her, not a couple nights a week often.
Yeah.
And we would sit on her couch, this big green leather couch in her study, and we would read the book. And she would talk. She would be like, "Is that in? Is that in now?" She always said that.
And I remember picking. She bought me a Burberry coat out of it one time, and picking things with her, just really special. And the way that pages felt and smelled when you turned them on the big green couch in her study.
And I'm sure that it was so meaningful to you too, not just because you're spending time with your grandmother, but also when you're so far removed from like the big city.
Oh, it was
and
so
you get
wildly
that,
different. Yes,
it's
and
like,
inspiring.
oh my gosh. I mean,
Oh
just
my
thinking
gosh.
about like getting a catalog and how exciting it was to like back in the day to like shop through a catalog.
Because we had a computer and a TV, of course, but like it was before you were hit in the face with editorial all the time,
Right.
so it was so special and
Yeah.
magical.
But
You
don't
know?
you find, do you feel like it's coming back?
Oh yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
I get more and more catalogs in the mail now, and I flip through all of them. I love them.
Yeah, I still love catalogs. I mean, I'm always going to be a print girl. We interviewed
Yeah.
also Karina Bolding, who's the art director for Virtuoso magazine,
Yes,
and
very
an amazing photographer. And we just talked about our love of print. Like, I
Yeah.
think if you grow up in a certain time, and I don't know if it's with millennials feel this way or not, but for me, like a Generation X, generation. Print is always going to win for me, even like newspapers. Like
I love to read the
even
paper.
love, like,
The smell and the
yes,
feel,
I
and like
even
how the
love-
ink smudges.
Yes,
It's the
I've
best.
got a question for you, Christy.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
an ever-present debate in our house. Our house meaning, like,
Your house
your
or our
family.
house?
not my house proper with my husband and my 5 kids, but our house, like
Yeah.
sibling house with my mom.
Yeah.
And if you listen to a book, is it like? Can you say you read that? I mean, is it reading the book? My mom is like very firm that it's very different things. It's a completely different experience to listen as opposed to read.
I've never listened to a book.
There you go.
You've got to come to Thanksgiving.
There you go.
I've never
Let's sign the
listened to a
adoption
book.
papers now. Jackie will be thrilled.
I've
I
never
am-
listened to a book before.
Have you really?
So fascinated by that and shocked by that. Can I tell you? It really surprises me about you.
No, I'll listen to a podcast all day long, but a book feels like I need to have. I won't even. I've never even looked at it on a
Kindle or
tablet
screen.
or a Kindle. No, I like the tactile experience of having it in front of me, and having even the heft of it in my book bag or
Do you make
whatever.
notes? I feel like you would
don't-
notate.
I actually don't make notes, and I should because I have a lot of friends. My friend Carla McKinley makes crazy notes in her books about
Oh, that's
things.
cool.
Yeah.
And
That's cool.
I love Carla
Yeah.
McHugh.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that's such a cool gift too, to leave like a legacy of writing. You
Yes.
know, so there's
Or like
something too
notations
about
in a book when you give it to a
notations.
friend. That's so
Yes.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is my and I know it's a Bible would be because it's a significance, but my grandmother wrote all over her Bible, and it's just
Mine too.
it's almost like reading through their lives because
Yes.
she marked dates and
You can
events
see what was
and-
important to them,
Yes.
what resonated with them.
So
Yes.
and I love handwriting. I mean, handwriting is almost like a voice to me. Like you recognize it, and so
Nobody even writes cursive anymore.
I
It's
know.
kind of crazy.
I know.
Do your kids know how to write cursive?
we are learning, Christy. I mean,
Are they really?
learning in my house is always a process, but we are learning.
Now the name Miron Crosby. So it's a combination of two things. It's your great grandfather, but then also your favorite street. Why is Crosby Street? Why is it your favorite street?
We lived in New York. I lived downtown, and Lizzie lived in Chelsea, and then later in Gramercy. But we would often meet because my office was right at the corner of Broadway and Spring. We would meet after work and go get. Honestly, we did margaritas and foot massages all the time. It was like our sister date.
love it.
And it's like magical. That whole area,
Yeah.
love Soho and kind of Nolita and that whole area felt really great. And then we have a pasture on the ranch that's also called Crosby. And so it was always kind of close to home and
Yeah.
a name, you see and it makes you think of the other place. And we just felt the intersection of kind of fashion and discovery and excitement with then juxtaposed with the ranch and the authenticity and the kind of beauty there felt really on brand, if you will.
And so when you guys first started talking, when you came to Sarah and you were like, okay, this is what I want to do. And you were about to go to law school, or were you already
I was in law school.
You were
I
in law
just
school.
finished my first year, and it was that summer. I was interning for a judge in Lubbock. Hilarious. Thank you, Judge Hatch. And Lizzie called and was like, I'm really serious about this. Come to town and let's kind of put pencil to paper. So I did, and we then opened, that was June of 16. We opened June of 17.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, it
2017.
happened
Kind
really
of
quickly.
crazy when I look back on it, especially even just to have products. I don't know how we kind of it's really ballsy.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
What was the first boot you guys designed?
The Margareta.
The Margareta.
With the
Okay.
jumping stars, which is still the capstone of our collection and my all-time favorite forever. And
named after one of your friends.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys continue to do this even as the brand has grown so big. I mean, the collab with the Maddox family, with the Maddox girls, which is so great.
They're so cute.
Treasures on the podcast.
Yes.
she's so great.
And the one with with Sophie McGuire, which is so great.
That's right.
But you continue to do this, and I mean, you kind of at this point are so well known in the industry. like you keep coming back to this thing that has like sense of community with your friends. So why is that so important?
We've always named boots in the collection after women we love, for people we love and admire. And I think part of that is, frankly, we're just super sentimental, and it's fun for us to kind of evoke their memory and that kind of thing, and you know, how grateful we are for all that they've done for us. But I think too, it just speaks to the community. Like, this brand's really about community. It is, and we love our community. We live in this community, and people have done amazing things to help us and support us and be around. And if it's, you know, a little way to honor them, then it means a lot to us. Is that
Well, and
fair?
how lucky are we to like you get to meet them and cross paths with them. I just feel like maybe that's my favorite part of this business, frankly, is just the journey. I mean, to have the support of other Texas women and to encourage each other. And I think it's fun to kind of say thank you. And I think that that's a thank you.
Well, even right now, sitting with you, I mean, of course, we're always kind of buzzing around peripherally, right? Like, I feel like I run into you at a party or something, but like, we haven't sat down to chat in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's really scary.
I feel like just life kind of just gets in the way, and like the scheduling, especially when you have like kids and work and all the things, it makes it really hard. Like, if you're not planning things out. So I'm so happy that you guys decided to come on the podcast, because you were on. I mean, when we first were thinking about this, like, I had my list of like, here are the 10 episodes I want, and it was you guys.
That's
like,
super flattered by
That
that.
is really
Thank
sweet.
you.
Well, I think
But
Miren,
for our work, we wouldn't be crossing paths. You know, your work and our work, and that's what I mean. I think, and like, it's all comes back to what a gift like the relationship is.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I love it. Texas women supporting Texas women is really important.
It's not just a quip; it's really true. Like,
It is really true.
They have come out for us, and I'm really touched by it. And I hope that we can show up for them like that. And
It's a good lesson to pay it forward.
I was just gonna say, like, I really, really try to be cognizant as, you know, I get older and recognize that there's those coming up behind me that people have done it for me, and we have to do it for them. And I think that's one of the reasons Sarah and I feel so strongly too about what we can do for this community through our platform, which is our business. We'd love to, you know. So I hope that's always front of mind for us.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And so when you guys launched, I feel like it was super disruptive in the industry. Like, there were boots, and then there was Rios, and then there were other brands that were kind of doing things along the line, but they all felt very traditional, where this really kind of mixed the fashion and the tradition together. And so when you guys launched, or getting into launching, as you were launching, was there ever a moment where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work, or it is going to work, or oh my God, we just really messed this up? Like what were some of the big things that happened as you guys were launching the brand?
You know, I think it's interesting that you would say that, to your point about like, oh my God, is this going to work? In a way, I feel like I feel that every day. We try so hard to reinvent ourselves, to reinvent the collection.
You feel that way.
Really, because like, you know, we like to think, and I hope that this resonates, that we're kind of like cracking a category, right? And doing things that haven't been done in ways that haven't been done. And even if it is working, we have to innovate. And even, you know, I think specifically product wise, but like in the store, like when people come in, did they have an 89 experience, and how can we get it to 90? How can we get it from 100 to 110? You know what I mean? And I think even though it's working and like so great, like the challenge to reinvent and stay fresh but be satisfied is a cool rub, and something.
And I think we talk about, I sit on the design team, and we talk about it all the time, and it's just like, I do think, Christy, and thank you for saying that we really kind of saw a white space when we launched and looked to fill it, and that we were successful in doing so because it was there. There was a need for a fashion forward cowboy boot that would stay true to the silhouette. And so I do think we were the originals there, and I love that. But to Sarah's point, like, I don't want to lose steam, like, and so I think that the way to do that is to keep kind of like, what could be done, like what isn't being done, would this work, you know, and whether that's like, we'll always make cowboy boots certainly, but whether that's like playing with how can we push the boundaries? That's like what that means.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of jumping off of that, you now have Besita boots. So tell us a little bit about that.
Our little sister brand.
Yes.
You know, really the idea for Besita came about in totally much the same way that Miron Crosby did. We just wanted to open the door a little bit further.
Yeah.
And so to kind of extend the spirit of Miron Crosby, which is about, you know, playful and fashion and quality, but then extend that to a more accessible price point and a different, and thereby acquire a different customer that, because, you know, our cowboy boots are luxury. The Miron Crosby boots are really luxury, and something that could be a little more accessible and a little more playful was kind of the dream.
And evaluating it from a business standpoint too, I mean, we really saw this as something that could scale and scale maybe more quickly than Miron Crosby.
Yeah.
And I think at the heart of it, Sarah and I would love to, Miron Crosby's just, you know, we've always kind of taken the sailboat approach with it and really been intentional in our, and authentic in our growth and in our scaling. Like we don't advertise, never, you know, we don't pay for people to wear our product. We gift. We like have never taken on investments, and we bootstrapped the business this far. And I mean, there's just really,
that is incredible.
There's just really organic pieces that have been put in place, and I just hope that it always kind of maintains that, where Besita, I feel like, could be a little disruptive and scale quickly. And
you can tell that even from the branding and like the social media.
Do you think so, really?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
I mean, it's like you can tell that they're connected, but you can tell that they're two different
thank you,
because
it was never meant to be the Fusion brand, they're sister brands. But
I'm so excited to see it. I want to see it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
When you guys are thinking about the brand, like Besita versus Miron Crosby, who are the Texas icons that you think of when you think of Miron Crosby versus like Besita? Do you have any Texas icons that you reference?
It's funny. I would say for Miren, it's less human icons, if I may, and more like flora and fauna icons.
Oh, okay.
Is that fair? So like when
Yeah.
you think of West Texas, you think of night stars, you think of like cactus and flowers, and again, we talk a lot about the landscape.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's kind of my answer for MC. I would also be remiss to not include that like we're always really inspired by art and architecture and of course fashion.
Yeah.
And so people play into fashion, but and I recognize that architecture is done by a human, but you do know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yes.
it's almost more physical than it is
Yeah.
a
that's so
human. Is that
interesting.
fair?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, and I was gonna say like our crescent moon and that sort of thing. That's exactly. It's funny because we were talking about these questions yesterday, and Sarah was like, "Did you read the question wrong?" Because what I was like, the icons of Texas that impress us. But it's true. Like so much of Texas has imprinted itself in our hearts and on our souls, and I think that kind of comes out in what we produce in our product. And so I think that Texas icons are kind of like
tile floors and
Yeah.
crescent moons and sunsets and
Yeah.
and cactus blooms and
Yeah.
birds, and we love animals, as you know, like we love an obscure animal moment.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me it's less about humans and more about that.
oh,
Yeah, that totally makes sense for that.
And then for Besita, that's a hard one.
I know it is. I'm trying to think. We need like a Loretta Lynn or somebody like that.
Oh, I love,
I know,
Loretta Lynn's
it's-
done.
Okay, where do you guys like to shop in Texas?
Ooh, where do we not like to
Okay.
shop in Texas?
Like, do you
I'm
have
going to talk
favorite
about shopping
spots?
in Marfa because I
Okay.
feel like it's, you know,
So many people go, yeah.
Yeah.
You need a good list.
I need a good list. Okay, there's a really great spot called Marfa Community.
Okay.
It's spelled COMMUNITIE.
Okay.
Is that French? Is that French? You would know.
Yes,
I
I'm
don't
probably saying
know.
it
I
wrong.
have no idea.
Anyways, it's darling, like really great, like pottery that you can bring home, or ceramics and cool earrings, and like vintage shirts and stuff. Wrong Marfa, WRONG.
Yes,
is also
Cam.
great.
Marfa's amazing.
Love.
Yeah.
I love Marfa Garza.
yeah.
Theta.
Garza Marfa.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I got switched.
I love Garza Marfa. What else do I love in?
I think the store, the Sentinel, has a really cool, the coffee shop. So
Yes.
the people that bought, Macy Crow and her husband that bought the newspaper, where and it's printed, also like put in an amazing kind of coffee shop restaurant, and she has a cool curation of stuff in there.
Yes,
like
great
giftables.
matchas and great giftables. Oh, and Marfa
clothes?
bookstores. So
Yeah,
cute.
Marfa Book Co.
Yeah.
I think it's called
Marfa
Marfa
Book
Co.
Marfa Book Co.
Yeah.
What
one of
about
our
you?
favorites.
Shopping.
Shopping.
Anywhere in Texas.
Shopping in
do you have like a
Texas.
spot like that you
Yeah. Oh, I have so many spots.
I love that. That's my spot. Like I want to go to the Paisano and have a margarita on the patio, and I want to
Yes.
bop around to these little spots.
It's so fun
and
right
picking.
there.
Yeah,
on
it's
that
my
main street.
favorite.
Yeah.
Like that's my little shopping day.
Yeah,
Okay, what are you
That's a
gonna
good
do?
shopping day. Here, I love Market, of course, in Highland
Yes,
Park Village.
yes.
Canary, VOD,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
I think Kick Plate's amazing.
I love
Austin
Kick Plate.
and here, love. Love by George. Shop it by George in Austin. That's kind of my list.
Yeah.
I do love I think the original Tootsie's in Houston's special.
I love it too.
That
And
is-
St. Bernard, y'all, St. Bernard's my go-to
St. Bernard,
for anything.
how could I have forgotten?
If I need a kid's
We've run
swimsuit.
into Georgiana and I've run into each other.
I hate
Yeah.
St.
Bernard's
Bernard. Dallas,
sports.
let's be honest. Like,
Of
you know,
course,
if you
no,
need a
St.
kid's
Bernard's the
swimsuit or a
best.
gift, and a, you know,
It's so
something
easy,
it's-
and
yeah,
there's something
easy.
for everybody.
Yes,
We
yes,
ran
yes.
into each other. We were both. It was
Did y'all
like
shop the sale this weekend?
No, I
thought you
didn't
were
shop
gonna
the
say.
sale this weekend, but last Father's Day, we were both ding dong. I should, like, cut this out. We didn't have Father's Day gifts, and so we both, she was coming out and I was coming in, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot
amazing.
Father's Day. So
gifts.
just in there, like,
It's
trying
the
to,
easiest. Yep.
trying to find something.
Love
Yeah.
Ellis Hill too is a great.
Yeah.
Ellis Hill is
To your point about like whatever you need for whatever you think you need, got it.
need
They're
to go
And it'll
amazing.
be
there.
chic.
ASAP. They've got the best stuff. And then, like, as far as like eating in Texas, anywhere in Texas, are you able to name a favorite restaurant or not? Or they're just like
A
way
favorite
too-
restaurant in Texas? Oh, yeah, well, of course.
Oh, what is it?
Rose's Cafe. You know, the original one, like the chain, but the original one's in Odessa.
Wait,
and it
This
is,
is serious.
This
This
is
is
a
serious.
true story.
You have no idea.
This
You
is
have no
my
idea.
absolute deathbed meal is bean and cheese burritos from Rose's. Done.
The one that I see the commercial for all the time,
Have
and they
you
have
had-
multiple
have
locations.
you had them?
I actually never had.
It's
Chrissy, you've never had Rose's?
no problem. I shall arrange it.
Have
the
you had
problem
Taco
though,
Cabana?
Yes, I
Oh,
love Taco
crazy.
Cabana.
but it's
Okay.
but
I
it's
love
like
Taco
it's a
Cabana.
they started in Odessa. It's a West Texas like thing, and the original one's in Odessa.
They're
That's where it
delicious.
Started.
Okay,
Best
so
bean and cheese
your
burritos.
order is bean and cheese burrito.
Deathbed meal. Done.
Like her husband on Valentine's Day called me early, and he was like to ask some silly question, but he was on his way to Rose's
Yeah.
to get burritos for Sarah for Valentine's
So
Day.
I got a dozen bean and cheese burritos for Valentine's Day.
Isn't that hilarious?
And I hoard them, so I freeze them. Like I portion them out and freeze them, so I can like thaw them and eat them. Because there's not one close.
There isn't one
particularly
You
close to my
are
house.
sick.
I'm going to do a little bit from everywhere, my favorite spots.
Okay.
I feel like that's
Okay.
cheating. She asked for the favorite.
I know, but it's too hard, and Texas is too big. If
is
you were in
big.
Connecticut, I could answer that question, but we're not. We're in Texas. Okay, so I would start with Manny's in Fort Davis has the
Okay.
best chili relleno.
Okay.
So I would start with that,
Okay.
side of guacamole, and flour tortillas, obviously.
Okay.
Then I would bump down the road to Perini Steakhouse.
Oh God.
Have
yes.
a little beef with a side of hominy.
Oh, they're
their
great.
green chili hominy.
Hominy.
Oof.
So
It's
good.
fuego.
Yes. And then I would, from there, bump down to Austin. And I love Amy's ice cream. It is
Oh yes.
so
that's
good.
our
So
Congress,
we
yes.
went to boarding school in Austin, and so and Amy's is only in Austin. I'm so frustrated by that. Like somebody
Yeah.
franchised
Yeah,
DFW.
yeah.
But I just love it, and their Mexican
so
vanilla
rich.
bean
Yeah.
is
Wild.
my favorite thing.
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite.
That's a great meal.
It's such a good
I'm
meal.
impressed.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
In Dallas, Greg, anything by Greg Katz.
Big fan personally.
Beverly's, Claremont,
The
Greenpoint.
cheeseburger at Claremont.
Is so good. And he's got another concept coming down the pipeline.
Ooh, that's exciting to
probably
know.
Yes, but it's Tex-Mex. I'm so excited.
that is
Yeah, so I'll get
exciting.
my Tex-Mex fill. But I think, gosh, okay, it's so kind of like you. Like, so I have Monument Cafe in Georgetown.
Ooh.
So, and then I also like Circle G Restaurant, which is off 181 in Poth, Texas. And I love this.
I
And I love the
it.
enchilada plate with rice and beans. I
See,
mean,
but I love also hearing these because next time I'm driving to Georgetown, which
No,
I
I
actually, yes, I mean, I think it's so much
yeah,
fun to
Monument
come
Cafe
to.
is like 30 minutes south of San Antonio. It's where my entire family's from. And so, like, there's really only one restaurant in town, Circle G. So my kids
Yes.
grew up going there. Like they think the pancakes are great. Even
Yes.
though they're like, but because it's just like nostalgia, right?
100%. We talk about that all the time.
Yes,
Like,
but they have my dad would sit there every morning and like just, have his coffee. And when I was working at Texas Monthly, anybody that would walk in, he would just be like, my daughter works at this magazine. Like
goodness.
So I grew up going there and I love
is
enchilada plate, so
precious.
good. And then there's also Beatrix Meat Market, which is a couple of doors down. And Beatrix has the most amazing beef jerky ever. It's fresh every day. And you open the door and it just smells like pepper beef.
You're making
They
my mouth water.
they process your meat there. Like you
amazing.
can drop it off,
take it out.
Fresh
Yep.
daily beef jerky. What a dream.
Yeah, that
So
is
good.
a dream.
So that's mine.
Yeah,
That's
making me
mine.
hungry.
Okay, we're gonna do rapid fire.
Okay. Ready.
Are y'all
I'm
ready?
sweating, but I'm
So
ready.
how should we do this? Are you going to ask Sarah first, or are we just both?
Y'all can just spit out whatever.
Okay,
Y'all can
okay.
deep it out. Okay.
I'm gonna duke it out,
Duke it
Sarah.
out. Okay.
I'm nervous.
Rapid fire. Okay, barbecue or Tex-Mex?
Tex-Mex.
Oh, okay. In
We're both trying to
alignment.
get our answer in first.
Okay, Galveston or the Hill Country?
Hill Country,
Hill Country.
all day.
September Texas State Fair or spring rodeo season?
Rodeo.
I'm going to the state fair.
Really?
Yes!
She does love the fair.
I love
the
the
fair,
fair.
too.
She goes like 6 times and sometimes not even with her kids.
I know. I love the fair. I think
My
it's so much
God.
fun. I know. I
Okay,
love it.
that's good. I love the fair too. I grew up going to
But
the fair.
rodeo, hello.
I know.
And
It's
the food's
hard.
good at the
I didn't
rodeo,
say it was
too.
an easy question.
There's midways at the rodeo. It's the same thing. Best of
I
both
know you
worlds.
can kind of get two
Yeah,
in
best
one
of both
there,
worlds.
but you can also get. I mean, there is.
That's fair. There's also animals at
Yes,
the fair.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
fair.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay, East Texas piney woods or West Texas desert?
West Texas.
desert.
Of course.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, East Texas.
I actually think I know the answer to this next one just because you guys have a tradition of the tequila for significant events, but Tito's or Lalo?
Oh, Lala.
Lala.
Yeah, yeah. All day.
You're,
All
yeah,
day.
you're right. And I don't know if you know this. My dad insists it's a digestive. So it's, yes.
So that's
It's
how
good for you.
the,
It's good
the
for us.
family
It's a
inventing starts.
probiotic. It's really helping digest things, yes.
So you have a tequilita, which is just a little shot
Yeah.
after dinner at special occasions. It's
Yeah.
a family
So
family
simple.
tradition.
I think it's so sweet. Fort Worth or Dallas?
That is so hard because they both went to TCU.
I know.
I know.
So I feel like there's so much
know.
of my heart is in Fort Worth, but Dallas is home. So I have to say Dallas because it's home.
Could we just like scoot Joe Tease to Dallas and then say Dallas?
So if that was here, then yeah.
I love Fort Worth. I love Fort
I do
Worth
too.
though. I love Fort Worth. That's a really hard one, but I'm going to say Dallas with Joe Cheese.
Okay. I like it. Okay, Miranda or Casey?
Casey.
I love her so
I do too.
If you listen to her new
I
single,
know,
it's
the
hysterical.
New one is so good.
She's so good. And she's
so good.
super chic and has long been
I
kind
mean,
of
the
a
video of her with like the camouflage, like sweaty,
Incredible.
like the hoodie in the grocery store.
she's incredible.
It's so great.
I love her so much.
Yeah, I love her so much. Her voice is so incredibly special. Okay, Luke or Owen?
Okay, do you know this? Sorry, I have to tell a story. Owen is the one that got away from me. Hilarious. You know this?
Did you actually meet him?
No, but I mean, almost. So my aunt is a ranch broker and was selling a ranch that his mom was considering buying at one point, and somehow they started talking about their kids, and she was like, "Oh, well." So my aunt is like, she's not. We're Texan. We call everyone aunt when they're
Yeah,
really
yeah,
not.
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And she's like kind of our godmother. We're very close.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, well, your son Owen needs to meet Lizzie on the the ranch couple doors down." Anyways, so she told me like, "Oh, I met this Owen Wilson, his mom, and
you're like,
so
"Wait,
cute.
what?"
He's gonna be down here to see this ranch, and you got to meet him." I was living in New York and I'd never met him, but I was like, "I bet Aunt Janet almost got me married on Owen Wilson." It was
close.
Almost.
It was
almost.
close.
They're cute boys.
Oh, they are
so
so
yours
cute.
would be Owen.
I'm gonna go Owen. Plus, I love Wedding Crashers. It's one of my favorites.
Oh
It's a
God,
good one.
it's so good.
It's so funny. So good.
I do love a blonde, so I'm going to go Owen too.
Okay.
Copycat.
Okay. I-45, so headed east, or I-20?
I-20
Of course.
West, baby.
Grew up on it.
Of course.
we did.
Okay, Dazed and Confused or Bottle Rocket?
Oh, Matthew McConaughey, Days and Confused.
I have to tell you something. I've never seen either one.
Oh my God!
Is that terrible?
Wait.
So I will
I
say-
promise that we had a TV and like we're normal.
Yes.
I promise. It's my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. I think this is the funniest thing. None of us have seen any movies.
Yes.
Like
And I
our
only see
siblings.
Dazed and Confused
no
because
movies.
Seth
I'm
made
not
me watch it.
surprised by that because I will say that I think a lot of like people that were raised at like away from TV, when you had the whole outdoors versus like sitting in front of a TV, most kids are going to pick going
There's
outside.
like this whole like cultural moment we missed, and so people
Yeah.
always like reference it, and we're always like,
Like when people say like, all right. I don't know what they're talking about. I've never seen it. It's like
Okay.
terrible.
Yeah, I
You
mean-
have to watch both of them because Bottle Rocket was filmed
I've not seen Bottle
right
Rocket.
on Rockbrook and Manning in Preston Hollow,
Oh,
and the
really?
house is still there.
oh, cool.
And then Dazed and Confused is just hysterical.
An icon.
I mean, it will give you it's like a real glimpse into like late 70s Austin high school, a day in the life
Cute.
of a high
Okay.
schooler. It's very funny.
I mean, we may
I
have
promise I'm gonna watch it. It's on my list. But
Okay.
I couldn't lie to you.
Christy, we know every Selena song.
oh,
And
yes,
every
my
single
Corpus
90s
girl.
90s Texas country song ever too.
Yes, we
Yes.
can. We
Or
are
90s country
really
song.
good at that too.
Yes, yeah.
Tracy
There's a-
Bird, call me.
Yes, yeah. Oh my God, Travis Tritt, like rice cooking in the microwave, like all day long.
Oh, those are all my favorites. Okay, I
Every
can't
song,
wait.
it's so good. Okay, and now this might be the hardest question. This really upset Rob Wilson. Big Red or Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper. A cold. There is nothing more Texan than a cold Dr. Pepper. It reminds me of like summers.
Y'all
with
are
like
gonna get in a fight.
This is polarizing.
graham
This is
crackers.
polarizing. I can't have
apple.
both.
It just reminds me of like summer. I
Yeah.
love Dr. Pepper. And it goes with everything. Pizza.
And the glass bottle is so good. But I think I'm going to go
Candy.
Big Red because this is hilarious. I don't see one that I don't think about our vet at the ranch, and he was like just the best, and that's all he drank. Like I've never seen him drink water ever. But he would come, work with us
Yeah.
and stay and whatnot,
Yeah.
and like only drank Big Red, and it reminds me of him.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
that.
yeah, mine is Big Red.
See,
Is it really? Tell me why.
I could tell by the way you asked it.
Because we grew up, I mean, it was always like like a brisket taco and a Big
And
Red.
a Big Red.
It was always Big Red. I mean, it was everywhere.
Have you
like,
had
all the
when was
time.
the last time you had a Big Red?
Actually, recently.
Stop it! Are you
They're
serious?
kind of hard to find.
So I just
That's
had
hard.
one like 3 weeks ago, but before that, it had been years.
Okay, now though, I want one.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about them in a while. And I'm like,
with a pickle, but like from the concession stand.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like a
yes,
big pickle.
absolutely,
Yes.
Yeah, out of the big plastic
meal
That's
pickles,
that's my combo.
jar. Yes. So
That's
for sure.
amazing.
Okay, well there you go. You have now been
Yay,
on Front of Book
guys.
Texas.
So much.
That's a wrap with the Miron Crosby girls. Thank you so
Christy,
much.
you're the best.
Lizzie
It's
and
so much
Sarah.
fun. Thanks
And
for having
a
me.
Thank you.
huge congratulations to you on the new project. We're so excited about Front of Book, and
I can't wait to see your success with this.
Aw,
It's
well, I
amazing.
appreciate your support
truly,
so much.
really honored to be here.
Yes.
Thank you for thinking of us.
Women supporting
Thank
women.
you, which you've always been about. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thanks, Christy.
This has been Front of Book Texas. We've got a new conversation every 2 weeks, so don't just listen, subscribe, follow, and share. I want to thank my executive producer, Georgiana Moreland. Front of Book Texas. Texas creativity, global reach.